All right, guys, we're going to do section 1 of chapter 8 today, adding and subtracting polynomials. So previously, you identified monomials and their characteristics, and now we're going to write polynomials in standard form and talk about how to add and subtract polynomials. So we got a lot of new vocabulary, so there's going to be a lot of terms, and we're just going to get used to how to use them in our problems today. So polynomial, binomial, trinomial, the degree of a monomial, the degree of a polynomial, what's called standard form of a polynomial, and leading coefficient. So polynomials in standard form. A polynomial is a monomial, or the sum of monomials, each called a term of the polynomial. Some polynomials have special names. A binomial is the sum of two monomials, like a bicycle has two wheels. A trinomial is the sum of three monomials. Tri means three, like a triangle has three sides, or three angles. So 5x is a monomial. 2x squared plus 7x has two terms separated by a plus sign, so that's a binomial. Here's a trinomial. You have x cubed minus 10x plus 1 separated by addition and subtraction, so you have a trinomial. The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of all of its variables of a monomial. A non-zero constant term has degree 0, and 0 has no degree. So the degree of a polynomial is the greatest degree of any term in the polynomial. You can find the degree of a polynomial by finding the degree of each term. Polynomials are also named based upon their degree. So if it's degree 0, the name of the polynomial is constant. If it's degree 1, linear. Degree 2 is quadratic. 3 is cubic. 4 is quartic. 5 is quintic. And anything above 5 doesn't have a special name. You just call it a 6th, 7th, 8th degree, and so forth and so on. So let's look at a couple examples. Determine whether each expression is a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, find the degree and determine whether it is a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. So let's look at the first one here. 4y minus 5xz. That is a polynomial, and it has two terms, so it's a binomial. Negative 6.5, yes, is a monomial. 7a to the negative third plus 3b. Even though there's two terms here, you're not allowed to have negative exponents because that would mean division by a variable, which you're not allowed to have. Okay, 6x cubed plus 4x plus x plus 3 is a polynomial. However, the 4x and the x can be combined to make 5x. So the degree of the first one is degree 2 because this term has one exponent, understood to be a 1, but this one has an exponent understood to be 1 on the x and the y, so that would give you 2, so that's degree 2. Constants are degree 0. This is not a polynomial, so it doesn't make sense to talk about its degree. And the last one, the highest exponent is x cubed, so it's degree 3. So this first one is a binomial because it has two terms. The second one's a monomial because it's one term. Third one is not a polynomial, so you don't give it a name. And the last one's a trinomial. Even though the original expression had 4 terms in it, you have to have it in simplest form, so the 4x and the x combine to give you 5x, so that gives you 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. Okay, here's a couple for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, we're back. So 1a, yes, it's a polynomial. Its degree is 1, because the highest exponent on it is 1, and it is a monomial. 1b, yes, it is a polynomial. Its highest degree, the highest exponent is 2, and it's a trinomial because the 2y and the 4y can be combined to make 2y, or negative 2y plus 4y. It would give you plus 2y there. So it's simplified to 3 terms. 1c, yes, it is a polynomial, and its degree is 3, Because the t, u, and v each have an exponent of 1, so you would add those together, and the degree is 3. And it is a binomial. And 1d is not a polynomial because it has a negative exponent, which if you rewrote it as a positive exponent, it would mean division by a variable. So you're not allowed to do that. Cool. All right. Let me clear those off. All right, the terms of a polynomial can be written in any order. However, polynomials in one variable are usually written in standard form. The standard form of a polynomial has the terms in order from greatest to least degree. In this form, the coefficient of the first term is what's called the leading coefficient. So if you look at this expression here, 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 7, this polynomial is a quartic polynomial because it has 4 terms. Its degree is 3, so it's a third degree quartic polynomial. And the leading coefficient is 4. Notice that the degrees go in decreasing. This is x cubed, x squared, x to the first, and then your constant is last. The number in front of the variable of the first term when your polynomial is in standard form is called the leading coefficient. So let's write each polynomial in standard form and identify the leading coefficient. So this one, 3x squared plus 4x to the 5th minus 7x. You got to put the 4x to the 5th out front. So it'd be 4x to the 5th plus 3x squared minus 7x. It's a trinomial, and the highest exponent is 5. So it's degree 5. The number in front of the first term in standard form is a 4, so the leading coefficient is 4. This one here, 5y minus 9 minus 2y to the 4th minus 6y cubed. So first, let's look at the degree. The degree, the first term is 1. The constant is 0. This is the 4th degree, and this is the 3rd. So the highest degree is 4. So the degree of the polynomial is 4. If we rewrite it in order, you have to be careful. You have to take the sign of the term with it when you rearrange them. So that minus 2y to the 4th goes in front. Then comes minus 6y cubed. The 5y is positive, so you would add it plus 5y. And then minus the 9, and the leading coefficient is negative 2. Now, your leading coefficient is allowed to be negative. You're just not allowed to have negative exponents. All right, here's a couple for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video, hit play when you're ready. All right, we're back. So the first one, it would be 4x to the 4th minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 8. The degree is 4, and the leading coefficient is 4 as well. To be down here, let's go negative 7y to the 6th plus 5y cubed minus 2y squared plus y plus 10. The highest exponent is 6, so the degree is 6, and the leading coefficient is negative 7. All right, cool. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Please stay tuned for the next one, and we'll finish out the section. See you there.